Hello beautiful souls and welcome to my channel Roseology. So today's video we are hearing personal messages from the great mother, the Orisha Oshun. So she is a goddess of the Yoruba faith, a religion originating from West Africa, but this religion has spread because of the transatlantic slave trade to the Caribbean, Latin America, the United States, where the faith may be referred to as Santeria, Umbanda, Voodoo, Ifa. So much of the Yoruba faith was hidden within Catholicism and Christianity because very many slaves were killed or brutalized for practicing their faith from their homelands. So they couldn't play their drums, which was a very essential part of their worship, and Christianity was forced onto them. So they used the name of Catholic saints to kind of cover up the names of the Orishas, and this went on for nearly 4 centuries. And after almost half a millennia of slavery, the Yoruba people and culture, religion, and traditions survived. And if anything, it hasn't just survived, it has also spread to become one of the most widely practiced religions on earth with nearly 100 million practitioners. So there's something very, very amazing about that. And I really wanted to open up with that, kind of like a bit of a love letter to the long history of the Yoruba faith. And so today we are hearing from one of the head Orishas, one of the 7 African powers, the Orisha responsible for giving life to humanity, the great mother Oshun. And I'm so happy she finally gave me the green light for this reading. Today I woke up and immediately she came through this morning saying to do this reading. And it's interesting too because they just completed a 2-week festival that happens every year in Nigeria in August. I'm not sure if they did it because of the pandemic this year, but normally there is a 2-week festival for the Mother Oshun every year in August. But if you'd like to celebrate the Mother Oshun yourself because you're drawn to her, or for whatever reason, you just want to celebrate her. Her official feast day is coming up on September 8th. So, you can definitely pick that day to kind of pour some libations to her, give her some offerings, celebrate her, something like that. But yeah, if you already know which pile you want to select, then you can head to the description for the timestamps to the meditation, the sound selection, as well as the piles, because I will be taking a couple of minutes to introduce the Mother Oshun because she deserves an introduction. So Oshun is the youngest Orisha known as the River Orisha. She is an extremely beautiful goddess of love, sensuality, fertility, water, magic, divination, witchcraft even. And she's always covered in gold and carries pots of honey around her waist. And I can't necessarily talk about what the honey is on YouTube, but do some looking around and you'll see what else that pot of honey represents. But she is a master of eroticism, so maybe you can get your clue from there. She's also known to be very tall and slender, with a very golden skin. She also has a very curvy, womanly figure. She loves to dance, laugh, and is always carrying a mirror to admire her beauty. Very, very Leo energy Oshun sort of has. She's also associated with the planet Venus, the ruler of Libra and Taurus, as well as she is connected to Virgo energy. Now, I spent over a year with Oshun's energy, never missing our weekly date. And I did this just to get to know her after she came to me and introduced herself to me in a dream. I had never known of her before this dream. And I never asked her for anything. I just celebrated her. And what I have come to know personally about Oshun is she operates as the same energy or frequency of abundance. And that's why she represents fertility, waters, love, sensuality, joy, laughter, exuberance. She is the energy of abundance, excess, surplus. She does not resonate with scarcity. Scarcity, lack, shortage, deficiency is actually evidence of the absence of Oshun energy. You can call that an Oshun deficiency, actually. But we can even see this globally. The lack of fresh water on the earth, the abuse of women and children, the rise of poverty, all greatly offends Oshun. She governs women, children, pregnant women, the impoverished, souls that have been rejected and cast aside, because Oshun, as beautiful as she is, she's the most beautiful goddess that there is, she still understands rejection. She is the mother of love, so naturally it's difficult for her to find someone that loves her back with the same sort of intensity that she has. You can just read the stories of her in Shango. Some of her stories are quite sad, actually. And another interesting thing about Oshun as well is that even though she's a goddess of love, beauty, sensuality, she is not something to play around with. When Oshun feels slighted or disrespected, minimized, underappreciated, her love vanishes. The way that we humans need water to survive, the spirit needs love to survive, and she rules both. So the absence of love and water is certain death, physically and spiritually. It's a brutal, slow, torturous ending. So she can be quite unforgiving if you have upset her or offended her. There's also stories of her being attached to the great flood that nearly destroyed mankind. There's a story of her being angered by humans. So she brought heavy nonstop rain that almost destroyed everything on earth. So she can overwhelm or exhaust, but that's the frequency of abundance. Everything has a polar opposite. The way I always talk on my channel about opposing zodiac signs and how they're not necessarily that different. They're actually one and the same, expressed in different degrees. Everything has an opposition. Abundance's opposition is famine, drought, needing, wanting, and deprivation. But with love or Oshun on your side, she spoils her children and protects us ferociously. She's also known as the goddess of witches or witchcraft because she loves casting spells, putting people under her spell. She has this like natural sort of spellbinding charm to her because of her beauty and sensuality. And as a child of hers, she will teach you magic, seduction, spells, mysticism, the occult. And if you invoke or call on her correctly, she loves to grant wishes to her children. And so there's 6 other main Orishas, head Orishas, that make up the 7 African powers. But there is a total of 401 Orishas that make up the Yoruba pantheon. But today we are looking to the Great Mother, the Great One, Oshun, for a personal message. So definitely look into her story if you're more interested in finding out more about her, because like I said, according to the Yoruba religion, humanity would not exist if it was not for Oshun. So it's a very, very interesting story about her and her life as a human as well as her life as an ethereal being. So let's go on ahead and jump to the disclaimers, you guys. So first thing I gotta say is tarot, or at least my readings, are not meant to tell you anything that you do not know, as much as they are here to confirm the things that you do know but have forgotten. So if something doesn't resonate, then either that part of the message is not meant for you, or you might not be ready to hear it. Tarot is going to reveal truths about our energetic frequencies, and we have to be ready and willing to hear those truths in order for these messages to resonate, okay? So take what resonates and leave the rest. And for those of you that may be offended by other belief systems, things like that, this is not the reading for you. I don't even know why you would be here. So, go on ahead, do us all a favor and exit stage left, because we don't need anyone telling us that it's wrong for us to believe in what we believe in. Listen, you can have your beliefs. I'm not going to bug you, so don't come over here bugging me or anybody in the comment section, please. I don't want to have to block you, but I will. So if you, like I said, are offended by other people's beliefs, by other people's belief systems, this would not be the reading or the video for you, okay? Now, moving on to the meditation, for those of you that want to participate in it, let me just say, like I always do, that this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you need to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and to help you select a pile with your third eye, not your physical ones, I'll be offering a 60-second meditation. 30 seconds into that meditation, I'll be placing crystals and objects on these piles for those that like to pick piles with objects on them. If you are drawn to another pile, that's because there's another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds, then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self, so that the way you can receive a message from the Great Mother Oshun. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. And we'll start that meditation right now. All right, so on pile number 1, we have a tiger cowrie shell. On pile number 2 is a citrine crystal. On pile number 3, we have smoky quartz. On pile number 4, pyrite. And on pile number 5, honey calcite. Hopefully that meditation was enough time for you to pick a pile and tap into your own psychic awareness. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, beautiful spirit, and of course the great Mama Oshun for these messages today. Now let's see what messages the great Mother Oshun has for you today, and I will meet you over at your pile. All right, in pile number 1, welcome to your reading. So let's start off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what the great Orisha Oshun has to say to you today. Okay, so the very first card that we have here is the Anchor, otherwise known as the Emperor, in reverse. And we have here the Eight of Wands, also in reverse. So, stopping here, pile 1, you may feel like you've lost your direction or like you were led in the wrong direction. There's an energy here of feeling lost, not knowing what to do, what to ask for. It's like you know something is missing, but you can't place exactly what it is that you need. You don't know exactly what it is that would make you feel whole or at peace. And if you have an idea of what would bring you that fulfillment, you have no clue how to achieve it, how to get there, how to pull it off. There's this feeling of being dropped in the water without like floaties and you have no clue how to swim either. There's also this strong feeling here of being exposed to like danger and negativity, like being thrown to the wolves. It's like that feeling of like, I feel like I've just been sort of like thrown to the wolves, just thrown in the sea, and I don't know how to swim. Without anything, being thrown to the wolves without anything to fend them off or keep them away. You may feel as though there's a lack of protection around you, not enough to keep certain influences and people away, not enough protection to keep you from falling for the wrong person or going in the wrong direction. So you may feel as though you've been led astray, fell for another person that ended up being toxic, got into another job or career that isn't fulfilling you. It's like some of you may be struggling with feeling like you fell for another trap. And this has put a lot of strain or stress on your faith with this Eight of Wands in reverse right here, and confidence as well with this Emperor in reverse right here. The Emperor is the divine masculine archetype. He is our protection. He is the circumference or the perimeter around us that makes us feel enclosed, safe, surrounded. He is order and regulation. He is commandment because he represents direction. And it's interesting how directions make us feel much safer, right? Because we have this like false sense of knowing. We know what we have to do because it's just laid out for us, where we need to go, what is expected expected of us. You know, it's like everything's been sort of planned out. So we don't have the opportunity to get lost, confused, or misled. And while a lack of directions can feel less oppressive or smothering or stifling, the absence of those instructions can bring pandemonium and exhaustion, because now we have to sort of formulate a plan or course on our own instead of one being given to us. So without the right discipline, trying to formulate your own plan can easily turn into anarchy and a lack of direction at all, with this Eight of Wands in reverse right here. And I don't know, pile one, but I feel like this is exactly where Mama Oshun wants you, confused and without direction. I don't know why, but this feels like a really good thing. So let's check out your other card, see what she has to say. And we have here, look at that. We've got the Hierophant, you guys. The Hierophant and yeah, the Fool. Holy hell. I knew it. I knew it. We have the damn Hierophant and the Fool. You guys, you feel without direction because you asked at some point to be guided or led, and that's why you're so disappointed or feel at a loss of faith, because you feel like your prayers weren't heard or answered. But oh my God, pile one, they were answered. They were definitely answered. You asked for guidance or a way out or for clarity or purpose, a direction or a purpose that you resonated with. Well, Oshun is saying that in order for me to lead you, to direct you, to show you the way, you had to get lost. You had to unlearn so much of what you were conditioned and taught to believe to be true. That's why we have the Hierophant here upright, because the Hierophant is a card of order, hierarchy, being taught or led or subjugated by someone that has a direct line or connection to the Supreme, to God. And the Fool is the card of naivety, innocence, a lack of experience. She needed you lost so she could come in personally as your Hierophant to direct you, to show you the way to your prayers, to your dreams, your goals, your future, wherever it is that you're trying to head, because you might not have known what you needed or where to go, but you always had this strong sense of feeling of like, I'm not in the right place. I'm not with the right person. I'm not in the right profession. You knew you weren't standing in your own destined fate. She's come in to teach you, but these are modest, gradual lessons. It may feel like you're not getting anywhere, but you've been a student under Oshun for some time. You will feel her lessons, wisdom, and teachings when problems or challenges arise. So watch when something happens, how you immediately kick into action, or you have the answers or the perfect advice to give someone, as well as I feel Oshun coming to my pile ones with some sort of big declaration. So pile one, let me say that when you speak, you may notice a lot how your words come from somewhere else, how when someone comes to you for advice, you know what to say, you know how to counsel them, and it's like it comes from somewhere else, but it's the perfect advice. It's exactly what they need to hear. And you might even be wondering, like, where the hell did that come from? I don't even know how to say that. I don't even know that sort of wisdom or advice, you know? So it's like these things just kind of it's like these things just sort of uncontrollably come out of you. That electricity that you feel in your body when you say something to someone that they need to hear is the Oshun energy in you being expressed. You may get that goosebump feeling. It's just simply the mother. That's all it is. That's amazing. That's incredible. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards, see what other messages that she may have for you, because this is very, very interesting here. As well as you guys, pile one, you're a leader, okay? You're definitely a leader. You're a leader, or you're meant to lead a group of people. This could be something like at work. This could be like starting your own business. This could be like starting some sort of a project. This could be you having like your own family, something like that. But you're definitely meant to be a leader. You're definitely meant to sort of give wisdom to people, maybe give wisdom to people or teach people something. But you're definitely meant for the Hierophant card to be here right next to the Fool, and also the Emperor card that we have in reverse. You're lost because you are meant to be a leader. And in order for a leader to know how to lead, yes, leaders are naturally born leaders, but many times the best leaders are the ones that have gotten lost, are the ones that didn't know how to lead, are the ones that second guessed themselves, are the ones that doubted themselves, because they had to understand what it was to doubt themselves in the first place. They had to understand what it was to lead in the first place. It's hard to know how to lead if you've never been lost. It's hard to know how to do that correctly, because the second that you get lost, you may fall into some sort of like despair, because it's like, I've always known how to lead. I don't know what to do now, because you have been at the position where you didn't didn't know what to do and you're coming out of that to knowing what to do, whenever you get lost, it won't be getting lost anymore. So pile 1, you're definitely meant to lead. You're definitely meant to do something where you're kind of overseeing or directing or governing people, something like that. You'll see it. It might not be right now. It may be later on in life, or it could be something that you're walking into right now, but you'll see very, very soon that you're definitely meant to lead. So let's go on ahead and go over your cards here. The very first one that we have is Summer Solstice. Summer Solstice Radiance. Beautiful card. The next one that we have, look at that. That's funny. So we have the Sun and the Moon, full moon completion. Okay. Let's see. Let's just go over these for now, I'm thinking. Yeah, let's just go over these for now. So basically, we have the Sun and the Moon, and it's really interesting because Oshun carries the energy of both the Sun and the Moon. Her Sun masculine energy, she emits by knowing who she is. She emits through her confidence. She knows where she is going. She does not seek validation from anyone besides her mirror that she's known to carry around. That's her Sun energy coming through, where she knows her worth, her value, and her capabilities. Yeah, I'm going to say that again. She only consults her mirror when it comes to her needing confidence, or, needing validation or assurance. She consults her mirror. It's kind of it's kind of like that line in Snow White where they say, like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And it's like you're looking in the mirror, asking the mirror a question. That's what Oshun does. She's like, you know what? Who's the shit? And she looks in the mirror and she sees herself. That's kind of Oshun energy right there, but that's that Sun masculine energy coming through. And so, the Moon, so the Sun energy is where she knows her worth, her value, and capabilities. The Moon is her sensual side, her mysterious side, as well as her wisdom. And this is the card of the full moon. Again, this is not docile energy. Oshun is very sensual, gentle, and loving, but she is far from meek, just like the full moon. The full moon energy is very sensual. It's very feminine. It's very gentle, right? But a full moon is what? It is very bold, very daring. They're very bright. They challenge the bright sun. So this is a timeless reading, but we also had a full moon last night in the sign of Pisces. We're in Virgo season right now. And I don't know if this energy is significant to you as well, but these cards are bringing me the story of the Kemetic Neter Heru, also known as the Egyptian sun god Oris. Okay, so he's the one with the falcon. He has the falcon for the head. And his eyes were this energy as well, the sun and the moon. One eye was the sun, the other eye was the moon. The eye of the moon, his weaker eye, was plucked out, and it became the eye of Horus, used for protection, used for wisdom, things like that. Used for discernment as well, because the moon has so much wisdom, it has so much intuition. But read up on that story if you haven't already, because there is definitely some tie here between you and Heru, I believe, as well. He is the child of the sun. So that's why he's called the sun. He is born of Aset, otherwise known as the Egyptian goddess Isis. And Isis and Oshun are actually believed to be the same goddess with different names from different parts of Africa. So that's very funny that he's coming through so strongly here. But pile 1, you have a great balance of masculine and feminine energy in you. Whether you are male or female does not matter, but you are out of touch with what feels to be your sun masculine energy, because we do have the Emperor right here in reverse. Yeah, forgot about that. We have the Emperor right here in reverse. The Emperor is divine masculine energy all day, like we talked about. So, Oshun is leading you on a journey to reconnecting to your masculine energy. So you have confidence in where you are going, even when you are lost, like I was saying earlier. So you know who you are, even when you are being questioned. She's leading you back to a place of knowing. So despite whatever may happen around you, you never fear being lost or without direction again, or you never even feel as though you are lost or without direction again. And completion, pile 1, like I said, she's going to reveal herself to you with a big bang, like the full moon, some sort of major declaration where you instantly see the results of being a student of Oshun. You see evidence of the wisdom that you have picked up, and wisdom is very lucrative. There's a lot of value to it. So I see it somehow connecting you to some form of prosperity or success. Oh my God, it's what came through earlier. Like I told you guys, my pile 1s, many of you guys are natural born leaders. You're meant to sort of lead something. You're meant to sort of create something, do something where you're kind of the face or the head. You're kind of like maybe the management behind the scenes, something like that. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense why this message is coming through right now. That wisdom is very lucrative, that I somehow see it connecting you to some form of prosperity and success. So if you feel lost right now, especially in terms of your work, your career, your purpose, your passion, that is changing very, very soon. Like I said, she needed you lost first, but you have completed that. Now it's time for you to shine from all that you have survived and learned, which is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Let's see. The next two cards that we have here is, look at that. We have best possible decision, Artemis, goddess of the bow. Help me see what must be known. And we have, look, you guys, do you see this pile one? New beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Wow. Also, too, if you have any sort of piles around your home, from what this says here, clear the space in which I dwell. If you have any sort of piles or any sort of areas in your home that aren't really organized, do your best to kind of clean them up, to organize them, something like that. That the way you can kind of let this new energy that's trying to come in sort of flow easier throughout your home space, because the home is kind of like a physical representation of what's happening within our own energy, within our own spirit. So, you know, that can actually help a lot. So new beginnings, just like this Fool card down here, we also have the fucking Fool card. I forgot about that too. Excuse my language. Anyways, and let's see what other two cards that we have here. And then the other two cards, let's just flip them all over. We have here, oh, look at that. We have lightning in reverse. Okay. And, ooh, look at that. We got Jaguar. Okay. New beginnings, just like the Fool card that we have down here. So this Eight of Wands is in reverse. This Eight of Wands in reverse is about to be flipped up right for you, and things are going to start moving very, very quickly. It's not like the Eight of Wands isn't present in your pile. It is here. It's just in reverse. So that swift, quick, lively energy is present, but it's like this Lightning card as well. This Lightning card is also in reverse. So it's like this Lightning card. You know, lightning in reverse is still light. It's just not striking yet, right? And we have major new beginnings pile one. So get excited. You just had some things that you had to complete first, and best possible decision. I told you guys, Oshun will reveal herself to you when it comes to a decision or something happening where you instantly kick into action, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you responded and how you knew what to do. But that moment will be like a big bang moment for you, where things click and you know what you need to do, or what's going to make you happy, or what's going to bring you your purpose, passion, and fulfillment. It's very, very close to you if it has not happened already, pile one. Okay, so let me get the book and I'm going to read the descriptions out of these cards for you guys, or let me get the book and I'm going to read the description for these cards. So this card here, lightning, says the formidable electrical discharge of a lightning bolt brightens the sky and strikes the earth, accompanied by the mighty sound of thunder. This phenomenon has a positive aspect. The light illuminates the earth and the psyche, but there is a destructive side as well. The bolt can burn and even kill if it's too strong. The medicine for this card is life has gifted you with a destiny that is in alignment with your passion and in harmony with all existence on earth. Oh my God, that's wild. That's what we were talking about. Okay, it says, now lightning has come to jolt you into accepting your destiny. Let this initiation release what is in the way of you fulfilling your life purpose. Otherwise, you'll be bound to your karmic fate. This is a time to be courageous and daring. Wow. Okay. All right, and the card here, Jaguar, says the essence of this card is the Jaguar is the protector of all life in the Amazon, and in times of fear, she brings courage and certainty. Jaguar is at the top of the food chain and never becomes prey. With great stealth, she can track her mark from a distance and not be seen or heard. She moves gracefully through the jungle, relishing the abundance of the forest, fearless and at ease. Jaguar knows the ways beyond death and is the master of the shadows, blending invisibly between light and dark, night and day. And let's see, the invitation for this card is, it says, Jaguar calls you to explore beyond the walls that confine you, to go outside your normal routine, to push your limits and boundaries. She is delivering an invitation from your own future to investigate the unknown, to venture into the mystery and the dark places that you've been reluctant to explore. Toss all caution to the wind. Know that your Jaguar instinct will serve you well. Wow. That's amazing. So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile ones. This is your message from the Great Mother, Orisha Oshun. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher selves, spirit itself, and of course the Great Mother Oshun for bringing these messages today. Hope you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, you guys. All right, and pile number 2, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what the Great Mother Oshun has to say to you today. So let's get started. The very first card that we have here is the Four of Cups. And we have here Temperance. Okay. All right, so stopping here. Oshun wants to bring up your relationship to healing or your definition of it, pile 2. She wants to know why you think healing means holding on. There's this feeling of I want love, but I'm too afraid to put myself out there. I want peace, but I don't like the path or fight that it takes to get there. I want success, but I'm worried about failure. I want to move on, but I don't know how to let go and to forgive. The things that you want are intercepted by the things that you fear, and it causes this energy to sort of sit. So instead of going out and pursuing, you sit and dream of a better life, maybe. She wants you to know that your fears and worries are not guaranteed to even happen, but what is promised is nothing should you allow these feelings to stop you from moving. You know how in the card of Temperance there's an angel pouring water back and forth into 2 cups? Water is life. It's a powerful element. It also represents in tarot paradise, resurrection, creativity, fertility, life. So the angel in the card of Temperance has mastered the art of water energy. This angel knows how to create from it anything that it wants or needs, because water is life force energy. All you need is life force energy and you can make anything happen. But just because we are given life and the ability to create does not mean that that's what we choose to do with it. Like the Four of Cups right here, for instance. Here he is with four cups at his disposal, and he won't even touch them or use them. Instead, he's sitting with his arms crossed, wishing he had someone or something to celebrate with, like in the Three of Cups, the card that comes before the Four of Cups. But his lack of awareness and inability to recognize his own cups leaves him with a feeling of lack. Oshun wants you to learn how to use your cups, your water, life force energy, creativity, your time, your emotions, your thoughts differently. She wants you to use your feelings to grow, to progress, to create. She doesn't want you to use your feelings for fear, anxiety, and for wishing. She wants you to take your hope and to put action behind it. Formulate it with something different, like the Temperance card. Temperance is like a master chef. You know how you can take salt and create just about any dish with it, or flour or something like that? Like you can create so many different dishes from just like a couple of ingredients. Well, Oshun is saying get creative with your emotions. Create multiple dishes with your emotions. Don't just use them for just one thing. Don't just use anger to be frustrated and upset and to be stuck in one place. Don't allow the only meal to be able to come out of sadness is like depression and hopelessness, despair. She's saying to get creative with your emotions. Channel them into something else. They can serve for other purposes outside of fear and anxiety and stagnation. They can also operate as catalysts for inspiration, motivation, to help you get to your goals and not to keep you from them. Okay? Next card that we have here. Ooh, Two of Cups. Very, very interesting. And we have the Ruler of Coins, otherwise known as the King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Two of Cups could be some love on the way for my pile 2s for sure. But yeah. Another thing as well with this Two of Cups right here and this King of Pentacles, Oshun is saying know which thoughts and feelings or emotions are worth investing time into and which ones are not, with this King of Pentacles in reverse. Not every feeling needs to be explored because not every feeling is valid. You know how some people just prefer to be hateful or negative, so it's better to not even engage with them, versus someone that may be, maybe they're a little bit offensive, but they are willing to redeem themselves, to apologize and make amends by being, taught how and why they were offensive. Emotions are kind of like that too. They're kind of like people. Some emotions stem from thoughts that come solely to steal our peace or joy because we've given life to the wrong thoughts. These are the feelings that are not worth engaging with because they are illogical. They are born of fear and anxiety. Other feelings can be taught. They can be trained or molded so we can actually use them to our advantage. For example, looking in the mirror and feeling unattractive because of a thought that you're ugly. Being ugly is illogical. It is an unfounded fact stemming from an opinion. Okay, so the opinion of being unattractive is where you want to focus your energy, not on being ugly. because being ugly doesn't even have a leg to stand on. But why is it that you think you're unattractive? So it's like, focus on being unattractive. Focus your energy on that, because that can be remolded or changed into something else. You can dive into why you feel unattractive. Where does that mindset or feeling or opinion come from? Just like that opinion came from somewhere means you can also conjure the opinion of being beautiful, worthy, sexy, desirable. Two of Cups is saying don't listen to every feeling and thought. Like the Four of Cups, invest in the feelings that reinforce confidence, drive, determination, strength, resilience, whatever it is that you want or need to feel. Do not listen to the feelings of fear that are coming from bad past experiences, anxieties, or assumptions, because they have no stock in your future. Know which feelings are contributing to you being stationary or blocked, and which ones are feeding a sense of action and fearlessness, because you struggle with sentiments and suspicions that keep you from functioning. And Oshun is carving away at that. Flowing water can carve through stone. I always describe Pluto as running water that formed the Grand Canyon, especially when Pluto is retrograde. It's exactly like the running water that formed the Grand Canyon. Oshun is just like that. She's the mother of sweet water. She's the mother of moving water. So she is carving through damaging feelings, thoughts, beliefs, and opinions that were like this stone rock, this big boulder, this big blockage in your life. She is carving through that. She's carving through these damaging thoughts, beliefs, feelings, and opinions that you spent too much time with, that have become this huge boulder or blockage in your life. So there's a bit of an ego death with this King of Pentacles in reverse, but the only cups that you are losing, because you did go from the Four of Cups to the Two of Cups, but the only cups that you've lost were the ones that never belonged, the ones that poisoned your peace and assurance. Okay, let's go ahead and get to you guys' oracle cards here, because this right here is this is like a very powerful message coming through. As well as too, let me also mention this is now coming through for some of my pile twos. Oshun is trying to prepare you for your next relationship. I don't know what exactly or how she's trying to prepare you for that, but she is preparing a few of you for your next relationship. This is why you had to go through a couple of losses in terms of maybe romance or love, maybe even like a few disappointments or setbacks, or just, things that just weren't progressing. But that's because she was preparing you for the one that's about to come in. Okay, let's see. Let's start with these ones. We'll start with these ones. The very first one that we have, look at that. Waterfall, effortless. Then we have island, solitude. Iceberg, submerged. So, interesting enough, iceberg, you see how this freezing cold water has formed into this ice? This is kind of like what I was talking about with like that Grand Canyon reference. This is what some of your thoughts, fears, and emotions do. They submerge you and they freeze up your movement so you can't move. They just turn into this big ass block of ice or this big block of stone. It just turned into this really big blockage and you can't move. And then waterfall, effortless, is the exact opposite of this iceberg submerged card. This waterfall, effortless, is a lot like the temperance card down here. Allowing these emotions to flow, to not sit and take up resonance in your mind, but to be processed out of your thoughts with the process of elimination. And taking some time, island solitude card right here, to understand your fears and why you feel them, instead of just feeling them and not making sense of them and allowing them to sort of submerge you or to block you. That's the biggest thing that's really kind of standing out with these three cards right here. So she's trying to get you from the submerged feeling to this more so effortless feeling. But there is a feeling of like being isolated, being alone. That's what that Four of Cups is right here. So that's what she's moving you. Oh, like I just said, she's preparing you for your next relationship. So that's what's kind of happening with this Temperance card. Temperance is a card of healing, but I'm kind of seeing it for my pile twos in this reading. I'm seeing this Temperance card is like preparation. It's like you're being prepared for something that's about to come in. And so that's why you may feel a little bit isolated right now, like this Four of Cups, just kind of like not really enjoying this. You're being prepared. The next card that we have here, look at that. Creativity, by all above and all below. Let me connect. Let creativity flow. Okay. And then, look at that, you guys. What was I saying? She's preparing you. It says, love, Aphrodite, I call to thee to bring a true love here to me. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. I gotta say I shaded that one. Okay. Oshun wants to bring you love, pile 2. You got love and you got the 2 of Cups down here, as well as with Temperance. So, yeah, and Waterfall, effortless. Don't think that just because you're on this island alone that you can't find love, or that love can't find you, because that's definitely not the case. You're being prepared. I don't know if love is going to come to you on this island or if Oshun is going to send you like a boat and get you off the island. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but don't think that it can't happen for you. This love as well that's right here with this card is all of it. It's also self-love that's coming in. It's romantic love that's coming in, supportive love in the form of creativity as well, making something. This is passion that Oshun is bringing in for you, for my pile 2s. But the difference here is she needs your cooperation when it comes to feeling this. She needs you to recognize when certain fears, thoughts, and feelings are trying to steal your love and joy. Spirit can only do so much in terms of protecting us without us also taking control of our actions. If we are not assuming control over our actions, if we're just allowing ourselves to feel what we feel without any sort of intentions behind it. Intentions are so important. So even when you are grieving, even when you are upset, if you put some intentions behind it, it brings a purpose to your emotions. Bring a purpose to your emotions, pile 2. That is what Oshun wants you to do. She wants you to bring a purpose to them. Don't just be sad or angry for no reason, like just because you're reacting to something. Let that sadness serve as a purpose. Let that anger serve as a purpose. Let it serve as, I'm going to process this and get it out of my system. I'm healing. That's why I'm processing. That's the way I process, through grieving, through getting upset, through whatever it is that you need to do, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anyone else, obviously. But whatever it is that you need to do, she wants you to put intention behind it. She wants you to take control by banishing the illogical fears and diving into why they are there in the first place. So that's what she wants you to do. She wants you to say, instead of just being like, what, I'm upset today, or I'm feeling like this today, she wants you to say, what, okay, I want to have a good day, so I don't feel like being upset today. So what can I do to raise my energy? What can I do to process this feeling? What can I do to channel it, to release it, to get rid of it? If that's the case where it's like, what, I don't like feeling sad today, I want to feel happy today, then take control over that. Do not allow it to submerge you. Take control over it. Allow it to process through you. Allow it to be released through you, like this Waterfall, effortless card. And the final 2 cards that we have for my pile 2s are, look at this beautiful card. We have the Journey and, oh my God, this is such a pretty card. We have the Ghost Dance. Okay, so I'm going to be reading these cards out of the book for you guys. The essence of this card says, the ghost dance of the American Plains Indians united the spirits of the living with those of the ancestors to bring peace to the world. When the ancestors are honored, they bring harmony to us. When we hold them responsible for all that is wrong with us today, they haunt us. Honor the spirits of the ancestors and receive their lessons and gifts. This includes honoring your own past lives. That's amazing. Like I was saying, take control over it. Instead of just saying, like it says right here in the book, instead of blaming the past or your ancestors for where you're at in your life today, take control over that and say, what, I'm going to assume control over my life. I don't have to accept this. The invitation of this card says the ancestors have a message of healing and a powerful medicine to offer you. Create a sacred moment at your altar, light a candle to them, and let their wisdom infuse you. At this stage in your life, you are done repeating their tragic stories. Step into the abundance that is offered to you. Receive the gifts of those that have come before you and write a new story for your life. That's beautiful. And this card, the Journey, the essence behind this card is the journey is an invitation to step outside the boundaries of your life as you know it. The journey is not a holiday. It is a call to be hermit-like and to go on a pilgrimage into the unknown. Like we have the Island Solitude card right here. There are no maps to the territory you will be exploring, no marked paths or road signs. And it says the invitation for this card, the time to embark on the great journey is here. Do not linger in the port when distant shores are calling. Fearlessly draw your own navigational charts as you discover the route. When the time is right, as it is now, you will be led true. Even when you are not sure of where you are going, it is the departure that is most important. If you miss the boat, a great opportunity will be lost, and another ship may not arrive for a very long time. Okay. So, pile 2. That was definitely a message that came through from my pile twos, an amazing, powerful message from the great Mother Oshun. So this is all that I'm saying for my pile twos. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I do pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and of course the great Mama Oshun for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys. All right, and pile number 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what the great Mother Oshun has to say to you today. So let's go ahead and get started. The very first card that we have here is, we have death. Okay. And, oh, look at that. We've got the 9 of coins and 9 of pentacles. Okay, so I knew this death card didn't feel... it actually felt positive. It felt good. But I personally like the death card in tarot, so I might be alone in that opinion. But yeah, so pile 3, this is more of a statement that Oshun wants to make to my pile 3s, and that's that the discomfort is leaving. You've had to go through some growing pains recently, but for some of you, this is about getting used to being alone, supporting yourself emotionally and mentally, because you may have lost your support system or it's not as available to you as it used to be. This has been or felt like a very long journey for my pile 3s, and many of you are a little tired, but the discomfort is fading. Death is the act of carrying us into the next form or phase or period of our life. Death is just simply a tool, a medium to carry us into the next phase, the next chapter. This death or transformation has carried you into a realm that you're not necessarily familiar with yet, but you are learning, like I said earlier, this is growing pains for you. Also, the 9 of Pentacles is ruled by Virgo. The death card is ruled by Scorpio. So you've seen major transformations in your daily routines, habits, patterns, schedules. It's like this change has sort of trickled into almost every area of your life. Every little nook and cranny this change has seeped itself into. Many of you as well have also been wanting your day and time and efforts to mean something. You want it to have more meaning, more value, more purpose. You don't want to work just to pay bills and to survive, but you want to work a passion or job or career that you love, and that also brings great wealth with this 9 of Pentacles right here. So my pile 3s, Oshun is bringing up a reinvestment of your time and energy, making sure that when you look back a month from now, that you can see how your routines have contributed to something more than just rent or paying bills and taking care of responsibilities, but that it actually means something, that it actually went towards something. So one thing that Oshun wants to say here with just these 2 cards is to formulate a plan or a routine that is going to, even if it's just 30 minutes or an hour a day, she wants you to dedicate a little bit of time to whatever goal it is that you're trying to reach. Let's say you're trying to start a business. She wants you to dedicate at least 30 minutes or an hour of your day to researching what it would mean for you to start that business, or researching what it is that you need, what tools it is that you need, or, practicing, getting yourself used to kind of getting into that routine. This is kind of all about a routine that she's trying to change up for you. That the way, like I said, when you look back a month from now or a year from now, you can see how that little 30 minutes or an hour a day actually turned into something. It actually turned into something tangible with this 9 of Coins right here. 9 of Coins is the card of self-sufficiency. I did all this on my own. I built up an empire by myself by just working my ass off bit by bit, gradually, moderately, just working my ass off. And I ended up creating all of this out of nowhere. So, it's kind of, these are like little baby steps that we can't necessarily see being taken at the time. But once we look back, we're like, damn, we came a far way. Like, damn, we came a long way. And so that's what she's really trying to focus on right now. So let's get to your next couple of cards here. We have here the 10 of Cups in reverse. And we also have the 6 of Cups upright. Okay. This is interesting, but exactly, there's this feeling of missing out on life or not enjoying as much of it as you could. And for some of you, it's finances that's the problem, or that's been the focus. Or it could be something like school, getting an education, getting your degree that has taken up a lot of your time. For some of you as well, there's a feeling of you being in certain situations, relationships or jobs, maybe because you have to, but not necessarily because you want to. That's the difference here that I couldn't figure out how to say, and I just almost figured it out. There's an issue of, if I had a choice, my life would look or be a lot different, but my responsibilities have to come first. But you miss simpler times when there was less demands on you and you could just be, with the Six of Cups right here. Some of you, like I mentioned earlier when we first started your reading, that you may have lost a support system, and we have the Ten of Cups in reverse. And you see how the Death card is upright? And the Nine of Coins is upright, and then the Ten of Cups is in reverse. Well, Cups represents emotional fulfillment or resonance, and it's in reverse. The Six of Cups is upright, but this is the card of the past to say that at one point in time, you felt more emotionally complete than you do right now. So Ten of Cups is the card of family, belonging to a group or a unit that feels so supportive, loving, and understanding. It is in reverse. So priorities may have changed for my pile threes, where instead of it being all about financial income and security, getting your degree, getting your education, wealth, there is a need that has recently developed where you now are starting to focus more on emotional support and fulfillment. So one thing Oshun wants you to know is she is bringing in that support unit that will feel much like the past. So this is a soul family coming in for my pile threes, some sort of soul family, soul tribe, soul mate, soul partner, something like that. These people or relationships coming to many of my pile threes are relationships that you've known from your past, like a different incarnation. These are past life relationships coming through for you. There will be people that you meet for the first time that instantly feel familiar, or they instantly feel like family. Many of you have been longing for something that you never had or never experienced. And so the question stands, how could you miss something that you never had? And not to get too new agey on my pile threes, but if you had a difficult childhood or family where you feel as though you didn't have much of a support system growing up, how does it make sense that you could miss something that you never had? That's because of where you come from. Pile three, either a past life or wherever your soul has come from, it's soul family that you had before this incarnation. That's how you were able to miss something that you never experienced. For others, you did have some sort of a close-knit family or unit, or you at least had someone that you felt close to, and you may have lost this connection. Oshun is saying that she's bringing more than you lost. So let's say, for example, a relationship ended and you were truly in love with that person. Mama Oshun is saying that she's bringing not just a new love, but also a child from this union. Or this new romantic partner has a really big family that accepts you as their own. She's saying to my pile threes, what you lost or did not have is coming back to you in mass proportions. But Oshun, she doesn't know any other speed besides lavishing and spoiling her children with more than enough. She doesn't know another speed besides that. So like I said, you could have lost a relationship, but you end up gaining like a whole wife or husband and like 3 kids, you know? Or maybe like you lost a job and you end up gaining like another job where they're like, hey, we want you to run like 3 of our offices on the other side of the country, something crazy, you know? It's like she gives you so much more than whatever it is that you feel that you've lost. Some of you could have had a miscarriage. Mama Oshun may be blessing you with twins or more than one child that kind of come like in succession, you know? Where it's like you have like 3 kids like back to back to back or something like that. There's something here though for sure where it's like I lost something with the Death and the Ten of Cups right here. And this is not something that's going to happen. This is something that has already happened for very many of you, where you lost something with this Death and this Ten of Cups in reverse. But what you are gaining is so much more than what you lost. Nine of Coins too, for those of you building a business up with your hands, with your bare hands, building it up from nothing, building it up from scratch, it will be successful. That's another thing that's coming through. There's this very strange timeline thing happening here with my pile threes, where your past is your future. Very, very strange. I'm trying not to get too new agey on y'all, but it's like the future is the past is the future. It's like the things that you're missing, you've never experienced them before, but you're missing them because you've already experienced them. You've already experienced them, maybe like in the future you've experienced them, or in some sort of a past life you've experienced them. And this is how you're able to know that something is missing from your life. This is wild. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards, see what else it is that Oshun has to say to you. We'll start off with these ones. The very first card that we have here is Fire, Passion. I love this card. Then we have here Fairies, Earth Magic. I need to learn a little bit more about fairies. It's also as well 10:10 right now. Just looked at my clock. That may be a significant time for you. or it could just be something for me because that is one of my numbers. But yeah, 1010 was just on the clock. And yeah, so let's just, I guess, start here. Like I said, though, you guys are looking for passion. You're looking for your daytime and effort to mean something. You want emotional fulfillment. And we have the card here of passion, like I was saying. So this is Oshun coming through again saying, I'm bringing you fiery, hot passion and excitement. Some of you have been alone for so long, but I'm getting a visual of your path kind of like colliding with someone or something else's. It's like you may feel alone, like you are journeying through life alone, but you are moving towards something unknowingly that will connect you to this unit, soul family, soul partner, soulmate, or child, something like that. You're just not aware of it yet. But there's earth and fire here. So this is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. There's a combination of earth and fire element, which is so fulfilling because the earth element, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a Taurus sign, Leo moon, but earth and fire coming together is very, very fulfilling. It's very exciting because the earth element brings stability, consistency, commitment, loyalty, and fire brings exhilaration, thrill, adventure, arousal. So this is very stimulating to have earth come together with fire, very different energies as well. So expect to meet your opposite, as well as earth and fire may be your elements to work your magic with. Candle magic, herbal magic, Oshun has provided you with a natural talent or skill to be able to use these elements in your rituals. So you're very gifted with earth magic as well as with fire magic, pile 3, as well as 2. When fire and earth come together, you kind of get something like a volcano. You get something kind of explosive because of the simple fact. So one thing that I do want to say is that, like, especially if you felt alone, if you felt a little bit bored in your romantic life, be careful what you ask for because you are about to have like so much excitement coming through with your relationships, with your romantic life. So it's coming. If you're bored now, or if you've been bored for a while, you're going to, like, looking back on this time, you're going to be like, wow, okay. This is a lot, but it's going to be something that's also very, like, exhilarating, very, very almost addictive in a sense, but not in a bad way. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to exhilarate you. And the next 2 cards that we have here, look at that. Like I said, you don't have to worry about it. It's not going to be bad. It's just going to be very different, very exciting. We have here the card Safe Home. I cast a circle round about. Safety now is beyond doubt. And then we have, you guys, do you see this? You believe me yet? We have the card Harmony. As I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. Earth and fire, they go together so well. That's that harmony, what that harmony is talking about. Like I was saying with earth and fire, they're very different, but a very good match all at the same time. It keeps things from being too monotone, you know? But we have harmony and safe home. You guys, safe home is talking about your soul family or your partner or your child or your place of belonging. This family or unit will feel like what you are used to feeling with the 6 of Cups down here. Like I said, you guys have already experienced this, like either in your future or in your past life. And this is why you're able to miss it now, because the future is not something that is separate from us. Time is not separate. Time is happening all at the same time. Past, present, and future are all occurring all at the same time. This is how we are able to be tapped into past life energies as well as the future, because it's all happening at the same time. Our future is happening right now. Our past is still happening right now. It's how time is. It's infinite, you know, so it's kind of like fabric. It's all connected. And so it's all happening at the same time. So this is how I try not to get too new agey with my pile 3s, but it's like, this is how you're able to miss something that you haven't necessarily experienced or had yet. It's like, you know that it's meant for you. So don't stop, don't settle, keep going for it. The final 2 cards that we have here, look at this, you guys. This is crazy. This is why I could not get the new agey stuff out of my head, where it's like your future is your past is your future. Oh my God, that's insane. We have the Time Master here, and look, he has this number 8 on his chest, and he even kind of has like the same sort of symbol right here underneath. That is crazy. This is why I couldn't get this out of my head. I was like, I don't know why your past and your future feel the same. Oh my God, this makes so much sense. And then the final card that we have here is the corn. Don't ask me why, but I believe that this is abundance. Usually corn, wheat, things like that, usually represents abundance. But let me read out of the book what these cards mean. I'm still kind of freaking out behind this Time Master card right here. So you know what? We'll save the best for last. We'll read the Corn card first. The essence of the Corn card. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. Yeah, okay. So like I figured, this symbol represents material prosperity in the world, a form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. I told you guys that in your reading. I was like, whatever you've lost, she's giving you back double. You guys, like I said, with your Nine of Pentacles down here, whatever it is that you're trying to build from the ground up, it will be successful. It's right here. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Let's see. The invitation to this card says, you planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the Corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh my God, you guys, my pile threes, you guys deserve this too. I can tell you've been working hard. You got the Nine of Pentacles down here and the card of death. Like, that's not, Jesus Christ, like y'all deserve this. The Time Master. Okay, so let's read this card because this one was freaking me out. So the essence of this card says, time is a construct of the human mind through which life events are seen to flow in a straight line from past to future, right? This, however, is an illusion. Time moves in patterns, fractals, sometimes turning like a wheel and others moving straight as an arrow. Humans see time like a ticking clock, and this image reminds us that there is only so much of it to spend in a life, like a kind of currency. At any given moment, you can see time in all its infinite potential, at once vast and all-encompassing, then shrunken and finite. It all depends on perspective. Oh my God, that's amazing. I need to read this one after your reading. I just need to sit with this. Okay, the medicine for this card says, sometimes it appears that you are running out of time. You worry you won't get what you need or want. Everything gets stuck like a logjam. This is only in your mind. Time expands and contracts according to your ability to be mindful and observant. Fully engaged in your now, it's time to release the story of your past. We have the Six of Cups down here. And it says, equally, it's time to release your need to know the details of the future. All the treasure magically reveals itself when you remain relaxed and present to what is directly in front of you and nothing else. Then you realize you have all the time in the world. You will never run out of it. That's beautiful. So pile three. I almost called you pile two. Pile three. This was an amazing reading. Oh my God, I loved it. I pray that you guys loved it. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and of course the great Mother Oshun for these messages today. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys. All right, and pile number 4, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what message it is that Mama Oshun wants to give to you today. So let's go on ahead and check out your cards. The very first card that we have here is the Tower in reverse. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, okay. All right, pile 4. First off, let me just say, pile 4, if you've been praying or asking the universe for acceptance, for help, to be able to detach from something, to be able to let go of someone or something, for freedom from something, or someone that was toxic, to be able to forgive, to move on, that's happening. And Oshun really wants to bring attention to that. She sees all the hard work that you've done in identifying your own toxic patterns, thoughts, habits, lifestyles, practices, beliefs. She sees the control that you've taken over the areas in your life that you are able to control, and she appreciates that effort. She sees how you've stepped away from these bad habits. She's saying, because of all your sacrifices, because of your strength, because of your trust in allowing things to break down, to fall apart, to self-destruct, and because okay, you used to have a hard time letting these things go. These things that were toxic, you had a hard time letting them go. You tried to hold on to them. And She said because you stepped out of the way of the tower and you allowed it to burn and crash, you moved your own wheel by stepping out of your own way. There's a big sense of pride coming from Oshun with my pile fours, and I don't know yet. I still have to see the rest of your cards, but she feels very deeply, deeply attached to my pile fours. And I'm not a priest, so I cannot say for sure, but she feels like a guide for many of my pile fours. Some of you may have been told by a priest possibly that Oshun is a head Orisha of yours. She's very close to your journey though. She's been there through the heartbreaks, the breakups, the letdowns, betrayals, disappointments. She's also saying the times where you wanted to pay people back for what they did and you didn't. You didn't curse them, you didn't hex them, you didn't try to hurt them. You stepped back out of the way and you allowed spirit to take over. You didn't keep your energy involved or mixed up with this toxicity by seeking revenge. Instead, you let it go. She really wants to bring attention to that, and she wants to say it has not gone unnoticed. And not just by her, but by the universe. Your ancestors, the divine, is so proud of you. You see this sword in this Wheel of Fortune card right here? This sword says victory. You've defeated your own blockages, pile four. That's what came crashing down was your blockages. At the time, it may have looked like relationships breaking down and ways of life that you were used to falling down, crashing down. But it wasn't that. It was your blockages that came crashing down. Your aura also looks very, very bright. Let me just say this. You have really, really, really large angels around you. Really large angels around you. Something about this Wheel of Fortune, it looks very like, it's weird. It's like this. It's like whatever this toxicity was in this tower card right here. It's like it was blocking your light. And the second that it came crashing down, it's like all this light came through. It's like all your power came out. The second that this came crashing down, the second that your life came crashing down, all this light came through, all this power. Let's see the other cards here. We have here. You guys see that? We got the sun. That's what I was talking about. Okay. And then here we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Okay. Pile four, we have the sun. I told you it's really, really, really bright around you. We have the sun shining down on you. Five of Swords, the card of resistance, stubbornness, rigidity is in reverse. The card of ego is in reverse. You cleared your own blockages, pile four, and you had a lot of spiritual watchers looking at what it is that you were doing, what you were going through, what it is that you've done, how you handled it. They were looking at how you took it. They were looking at how you dealt with these Five of Swords tower moments and turned them into moments of power, lessons, and wins. Like I was saying, this tower is like it was blocking out your light. When you let it crash down, all this light came through. So it's like you took these hard times, these hard moments, and you turn them into power. You turn them into lessons. You turn them into stepping stones. You turn them into wins. The universe is giving you, I feel a lot of pressure in my chest and around my temples as well. I don't know if that's like a normal thing for you where you experience kind of like a little bit of pressure around your temples or around your heart chakra area. But I'm feeling it only with your pile. This hasn't happened with any of the other piles, just yours so far. But you know, the universe is about to throw a lot of good at my pile fours because it saw how you bodied this tower moment and these challenges and these issues, and you did not let it turn you. Yeah, maybe you got angry or cried or got frustrated or sad or grieved, but you stayed true to your essence. You passed a really big test, pile four, and that's what Mama Oshun wants to talk to you about. That's what she came to your reading today to talk to you about. That's all she wants to talk about, basically. It's all she wants to focus on because she's so proud of you. Crying, getting angry, being sad, grieving, getting frustrated, doubting ourselves. Those emotions don't necessarily lower our vibrations. It's not always about what we feel, but it's about what we do with those feelings. So those emotions that you felt, they didn't necessarily lower your vibration. Stepping out of character does that. Disregarding your true essence so you can act in accordance with lower frequencies lowers our vibrations. You felt these emotions and still did not come out of character. The universe praises and honors that type of commitment. Pile four, the universe praises that type of loyalty. You stayed loyal to yourself. You stayed loyal to your essence. You stayed loyal to the fact, like, I'm not coming out of character. I'm not stepping out of character for this. Like, I've learned, I've come so far to get taken back into my old ways, or to react like I would have in my old ways, just because I'm getting triggered right now. You rose above. The universe really does honor that type of commitment and loyalty to the self. Pile 4, Oshun wants you to get ready for a really, really big thank you gift from Spirit, and to know that your enemies are being taken care of. 5 of Swords in reverse. Your enemies are being taken care of. Don't do anything besides sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor, because you really did have to work through these situations, and you used everything that you were taught and knew to get through it. Some of you specifically even called on Mama Oshun for strength and help. She came through for you, and someone's got a real problem now. Somebody's got a real problem now. If anybody was giving you issues, if anybody was causing a tower moment in your life, when you called on Mama Oshun, and she saw that it was because of this, they got a real issue now on their hands. You don't want Oshun, the mother of love, as an enemy. A slight to her child is a major insult to her. She comes through for my pile 4s heavy. I don't know. I feel like she's really, really close to my pile 4s. Like I said, I can't say for sure that she's a guide of yours, but she just feels really closely intertwined with my pile 4s, like very closely wrapped up in your energy. It's like she doesn't necessarily leave, like she's always there, you know? And so it's kind of why I'm feeling that way. Let's go ahead and check out you guys' oracle cards here, though. We'll start off with these. Very first one that we have, look at that. We have lightning, power. And we have crystals, focus. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, this lightning power. You see how she comes through for you? You guys see how she comes? Let me hold both of these cards up. Do you guys see how she comes through for you? With you, she's all gentle and caring and nurturing. She grows all these beautiful crystals for you. You know, it's like there's something very gentle and nourishing and fertile when she deals with you. It's almost like nourishment for your soul, but to your enemies, she's this, she's lightning, she's power, she's force, she's dangerous. See these two different scenes on these cards? You get this, your enemies get this. And it almost looks like the same place. Just in one place, it's chaotic, it's destructive, it's a storm. In the other, it's like, it's a beautiful day, it's fertile, it's even sprouting crystals out of this cave or out of this area, you know? You get this from her. You get the crystals, the focus scene, and your adversaries and challenges, they get this lightning. It's the same force, just different degrees, expressed at different degrees. Your focus is your power pile 4. Your focus is your power. And you stayed focused. Like I said, you did not break character. Everything you dealt with, you took it on. You did not run from it. You weathered it. You surmounted it. This type of conquering gets the attention of the universe, as well as pile 4. Crystal magic is a gift of yours. You may be able to communicate with crystals or to feel them and to sense them, as well as with this lightning card. I don't know why, but this is telling me that you are very effective at delivering and sending out energy. You can direct it beautifully because of your level of focus and power combined. Lightning to us on Earth, it looks and seems to be random, right? But to Mother Nature, it's deliberate. You are able to make sense of energy, to make sense of hardships, and to turn them around into wins. You take random, meaningless situations and you give them purpose. It's just like energy. Energy is kind of just out there, just floating around. I say it all the time. Energy knows what to do. It just needs direction. Once we give energy a direction, we're basically giving it a purpose, and it goes and it does what it has to do. That's what you have mastered. You're like Temperance card. You're like an alchemist here. You were able to, like the story that comes to mind is Aset, the Egyptian goddess Isis, who used the poison of scorpions to actually heal a child. You can take poison and turn it into your medicine. That is called alchemy. And you are able to do that even outside of yourself. You're able to do that with other people. You're able to do that in other areas of your life. You're able to do this for other people because you have a lot of power within you. Next card that we have here is confidence, and it says, by earth and air, water and fire, let my confidence take light, burn higher. Okay, that's definitely the sun card. And then we have fertility. Yeah, like I was saying with this crystal focus card over here, it says, let all take root, seed and sprout, let new life be. all about. So for some of you, there could even be a pregnancy, a baby, a child on the way, if we want to take this fertility card literally. For others of you, fertility, I just heard for some reason, is a business of yours taking off, or some sort of goal, some sort of project. Like, you know, if it's not a business, maybe you're like a artist or something like that. There's some sort of like recognition. Somehow it takes off. Something's taking off between this fertility and this crystal's focus card. And we have the Wheel of Fortune too. Yeah, something's taking off for my pile fours. Whatever it is that you're doing is taking off. Even if you work for someone, you're about to get a promotion or something, or a raise or something. Like, I know we got a lot going on in the world right now, but not everybody is struggling through this. That's for sure. Not everybody is struggling through this. The people that are meant to win are going to win, even through a damn pandemic. The universe doesn't give a shit about a pandemic. You think this pandemic got started without the permission of the universe? No, of course not. The universe don't give a damn about a pandemic. It says, hey, we ordained you to win. You're going to win throughout anything that's happening. Okay? So don't let what's happening fool you. There are people meant to win throughout this. And you're one of them, pile four. Fertility and confidence right here. Confidence is a sun card, like I was saying, and fertility is the Wheel of Fortune. So what this is telling me too is that confidence is how you produce new life scenarios, circumstances. It's also how you get yourself in and out of situations. Your confidence is your focus, pile four. Like I said, emotions don't lower our vibrations. It's the actions. It's what we choose to do with those feelings. So it's okay to get angry, cry, be upset, get frustrated and impatient, but keep your faith in you and in spirit. That's what always gets you out unscathed from these tower moments and from dealing with people like the Five of Swords. And then the final, we got 3 cards here. The final 3 cards that we have, look at that. We have fire. We have fire in reverse. Then we have the serpent. Wow. I think the serpent is probably about healing. That's what I know snakes as. It's very healing. They're able to heal themselves. And then we have, look at this, taming the wind. What was I talking about? Oh my God, that's what I was picking up with crystals. That you're able to sort of direct energy. Like it says here, taming the wind. The wind cannot be tamed. The wind is undomesticated. The wind cannot be tamed. And we have someone here that is able to tame or has mastered the element of air, that has mastered the wind. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so let me get the book here and I'm going to read the description from these 3 cards. Okay, and for the card fire, it says, the essence of this card, fire consumes anything that it touches. The flames remind us of the impermanent nature of reality and how situations can quickly transform into beauty or even chaos. Fire is passion and its dancing flames invite us to reach to the sky. Warmth and light are heavenly, yet too much heat can scorch us. To fully step into the energy of fire is to be utterly transformed, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The medicine for this card, since it's in reverse, is, are you feeling too fiery? Have you been reactive and short-tempered towards others? This card has come to tell you that all fiery emotions directed at others can backfire at you. It is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of balance or angry. Now is not the time to act or react. Like I was saying, for those of you, my pile fours, that have not reacted, you're getting rewarded. So let me read that sentence again. Now is not the time to act or react. It is time to tame and befriend your inner fire so it does not scorch you. It's crazy too, because we also have the Taming the Wind card right here. So let me read that one next. Okay, and the essence of the Taming the Wind card, it says, here the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you make to your life. This is the symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into a partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good of all. Like I was saying, you guys are alchemists, man. And the invitation for this card, it says, it's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when Taming the Wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. Okay. And with the serpent, the essence of the serpent says, the serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. Interesting. And then the invitation for this card says the serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to and welcome the vulnerable pink underbelly that will bring you a fresh experience of your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful original manifestation. Again, you guys are just you guys are alchemists. You're alchemists, you're shapeshifters, you're transformers. This is like a natural ability, a power of yours that I believe was gifted to you by the great Mother Oshun. So this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 4. It's very, very powerful reading. Let me know down in the comment if you pick pile 4 and if Mother Oshun is a head Orisha for you, because I would like to know. Like I said, I can't confirm that because I'm not a priest, and I definitely have a lot of respect for the Ifa and Voodoo and Yoruba religions and traditions. So I'm not going to even pretend to know what I'm talking about there, but let me know down in the comments if someone has told you that, or if you do believe that Oshun is a head Orisha of yours. Okay, but thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon, but until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye guys. All right, and pile number 5, welcome to your reading. So we're going to be starting off with your tarot cards before getting to your oracle cards to see what the great Mother Oshun has to say to you today. So the very first card that we have here is beautiful, the Ace of Swords. And the Six of Swords is the next card. Okay, so stopping right here, pile 5, I see you getting some answers or clarity or ideas, but not knowing exactly what to do with it just yet. It's like a light bulb goes off, and now that you can finally see the room, you don't know what house you're in. So it's like, at least now I can see, but I don't know where the hell I'm at. Some of you regret maybe knowing something, like you regret asking maybe too many questions or wanting to know the truth. If this is involving another person, it's like you're struggling a little bit with the fact that now you know, but you don't know what to do with what you know. You've been asking for, or maybe you've been asking for a purpose, and now that you found it, you don't want it, or maybe you thought it'd be different. There's this feeling of the truth not being good enough, or maybe not fitting the way that you thought it would, and now that you know something, it's like things feel a little tight, a little claustrophobic. Like, for example, let's say you kept asking the universe to direct you to your life's purpose, and you find out that it's music, right? And although maybe you love music, you suffer from terrible, like, debilitating stage fright. So there's now this added pressure of importance and fear combined. Like, oh my God, now that I know my purpose, I feel overwhelmed with how to execute it. I can't go out on stage. Like, I'm terrified of the stage. And it's like combined with the fact that it's like, this is my purpose. So if I don't do it because I'm too scared, then what do I do with my life? Am I just like purposeless? Like, do I just have no meaning now? Does it just negate my existence, you know? Or for instance, let's just say that you've been asking for love, and one day your friend comes out and says, I've been in love with you for like the last 5 years or something crazy. And you're just like, but you're not what I had in mind. There's this realization, and then kind of like a disappointment of that realization. So it's kind of like getting hit from both angles. And Mama Oshun wants to say to you, pile 5, to keep an open mind with this Ace of Swords right here. That's what the Ace of Swords is all about. It's about awareness, realization, ideas that expand your mind. She doesn't want you to close yourself back off because you don't like the results. If anything, she wants you to refine your tastes. She wants you to move forward and realize, okay, this isn't what I wanted, but I did want an answer. I reached out and asked a question, and something or someone responded. She wants you to focus on the fact that you have this very open line of communication with spirit, so take advantage of that. If it's not what you wanted, that's okay. Find a way to make it work for you, or get more detailed in your requests so you can get so that these things come to you, so that more specific things come to you. But there does need to be a narrowing down when you communicate with spirit and even human beings. Make it very plain and clear what you want, or what you're intending, pile 5, or what you are expecting. There's something here about narrowing that down and not being too broad with it or too vague with it, you know, kind of not just seeing where things are, you know, let's just see where things go, or let's just sort of improvise, or we'll just deal with it when we'll cross that bridge when we get there. She doesn't want you to be on that type of energy where it's like, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. She wants you to cross the bridge right now and figure it out. So she wants you to kind of narrow down exactly what it is that you need, want, or intending, or expecting. That the way you can receive that the way, like, you're not wasting your time. Because when we deal with the Six of Swords is all about the card of transition, but it's also about too time. Like, I'm not going to stay here and waste my time. I need to move on if this does not suit me. So there's also this issue of like time here, not wasting your time, being very, very clear about that, being more clear about things, that the way you don't feel like they're a waste of time, that the way it's like you're not sitting around waiting for something to materialize or to manifest for months and months and months only to receive it and be like, it's not exactly what I had in mind, you know? Let's see. The next two cards that we have here is the Five of Coins in reverse. Wow. Okay. And the Seven of Wands, also in reverse. Okay. So, yeah, she doesn't want it to be for nothing. She does not want this to be for nothing. Five of Pentacles upright is a card of scarcity, poverty, lack, but it is in reverse for your reading. This is to say that you are not lacking in your connection to spirit. At least you are not running around praying, asking, hoping, and wishing with no sort of answer. You are receiving answers. Something is hearing and responding to you. You're just not 100% sold on those answers with the Seven of Wands in reverse right here. So Oshun is saying she definitely does not want you to settle, but she also wants you to know before reaching out, whether this is to spirit or a person. She wants you to know before you ask, because the answer that you receive may cause a bit of an internal conflict or dialogue that's kind of like ubiquitous. You know, in other words, it removes you from this Ace of Swords clarity right here, because now you have too much to consider. Now you have too much to process. Oshun is saying for those of you in relationships as well, this may only be for a few of you, but for those of you in relationships that have picked this pile where you have to beg someone to tell you the truth, or where you have to go searching and digging around for it on your own because intuitively you know that something is going on, or intuitively you know you don't have the whole story. So you have to go like digging and searching on your own. She wants you to ask yourself, what are you going to do with the truth? What will it mean to you? Because for some of you, leaving is not the option with the Six of Swords in reverse right here. Maybe it's because you spent too much time in this relationship. If this is a person that you're dealing with, maybe you feel like I've spent 3 or 4 or 5 years here. I'm not just walking away because I heard something that I didn't want to hear, or I saw something that I didn't want to see, or I found out that you're doing something that I don't like. You know, so for some of you, if leaving is not an option, you may also be struggling with the feeling of, I don't know everything, and I can't have that either. I can't be in the dark. I want to know. It's also not an option for me to leave. So I just have to sit with this information that I really don't like. Like I said, this part of the message is for those of you specifically in a relationship that have picked this pile and you're dealing with a relationship where, like I said, you always have to dig or pull, or, you know, like you have to really yank the truth out of this person. For those of you in a relationship with someone that keeps letting you down with the truth, they're keeping the truth from you, they keep hurting you with the truth, that's where a lot of your anxiety is coming from. Okay, these 3 cards right here: anxiety, Six of Swords in reverse, Five of Coins in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse. This is anxiety. This is being worried about something hitting you and you not being prepared for it. So you're trying to like prepare yourself by saying, just tell me the truth, just tell me the truth. I know that there's something else. I know it. This is you like trying to brace yourself for something. And your anxiety is coming from being in this environment where you always have to be on your P's and Q's with the Seven of Wands in reverse. It's exhausting with the Six of Swords in reverse. And it's challenging as well with this Five of Coins in reverse. And it's even confusing, also represented by the Seven of Wands in reverse. You've got the truth, you know the truth, but you still don't know where to put it or what to do with it. This Ace is the only card that's upright to say that you got the truth, the answers, the clarity, the entire story, the idea or the solution, but now what? Well, Oshun wants you to accept it. Don't fight it. Don't try to repurpose it. Just embrace it. And all of these cards are movement. Six of Swords is someone leaving. Five of Pentacles is people running around looking for help. Seven of Wands is a surprise attack. And they're all in reverse. So all the cards of movement are in reverse, saying stop trying to take what you know or this idea and doing something with it. Just accept it. You don't have to move with it just yet. Allow this to settle in for now, then act later. So Oshun wants to bring peace in right now for very many of my pile fives, to give you a moment to breathe before moving on to phase 2. Normally we feel kind of obligated to do or to act or to move when we have something, but you don't have to have things figured out right now, pile 5. Patience will keep you in this state, this Ace of Swords, where you are thinking clearly and you are seeing things clearly and you're processing effortlessly. You know, things are really flowing very easily. So you kind of sitting will really help for you to kind of that mental process to really flow. Another thing as well with the Six of Swords in reverse, some of you are contemplating leaving or moving away or doing something where it's like you're leaving something or someone behind because you know that you need to, you know that you have to, you know there's a part of you that knows like I can't necessarily be happy here. Like I said, you have a lot of mental clarity and you know that you can't be happy somewhere, and you're contemplating leaving because you're just not getting what you need out of it. It feels very scarce, and you are aware of that. You are aware of all of these feelings. And Seven of Wands in reverse is saying like there is some sort of resistance here. There is kind of something here where it's like no matter what, it's always an argument, it's always a fight, it's always a challenge, it's always resistance, it's always something. It's always a blockage. There's always something that you have to deal with. So very many of my pile fives, you are aware of the fact that it's like I kind of need to step away from this. You're getting there. You're getting to that point where the Six of Swords is going to be flipped up right, because now you're seeing things clearly, you're thinking clearly. So it's like now you're kind of getting to that place where you're like, maybe leaving is kind of in my best interest. Maybe leaving is worth more to me than staying. Fuck it. So what, I've been at this job for 10 years. Fuck it. So what, I've been with this person for X amount of years. Like, fuck it. So what if I've known this person for X amount of years? Like, I'm not happy here. I'm stressed out here. This is toxic for me. This is bad for my mental health. This is bad for my emotional health. This is bad for my physical health. This is bad for me. I need to do something where I can kind of, like block myself off, that the way I'm not affected by this. So it's like either I have to figure out a way to live with the truth, or I have to figure out a way to just move on with it, you know. But she's kind of saying right now to sort of pause for a moment, sort of pause, don't move too quickly. So some of you may have just found something out and you're just like up and ready to go, you're just up and ready to leave. She's kind of saying maybe just sit for a little bit and just kind of allow the next step to come to you, because it's going to come to you naturally, and it's going to come to you at a time where you're thinking clearly, and that's when you're going to want to move, or that's when you're going to want to make your move. Okay, I'll start off with these cards first. The very first one that we have here is childhood innocence. Okay, oh, look at that. Then we have shaman, ancient healing wisdom. And then look, rainbow blessings, you guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start off with shaman, because I'm getting two messages here. For those of you with a grandparent or an elder in your life that's a gifted healer, lean on them right now. For those of you who had an elder in your life that taught you the art of healing, use it, even if they're not around right now. If you do not have an elder in your life, then this card is talking straight to you. Like Oshun said, let this sink in. Just sit for a moment. This wisdom is already alive and activated in you. You don't have to do anything. You already know what to do. You already know what you need. These directions will come to you when the time is right. As well as this is your ancestors making a cameo in this reading. So you have ancestors that prayed for you and blessed you and protected you long before you were even thought of. And they really come through when you feel stressed or pressured, afraid, confused, or, you know, kind of like a little anxious. Moving on to blessings, rainbow right here, my pile fives. And it's funny too, because the rainbow actually makes up 7 different colors, right? When it comes to the 7 African powers, and these are known as the 7 main Orishas in Africa. And so it's interesting that we have this rainbow blessings coming through. And like I said, I feel like your ancestors are coming through as well. So you guys may have just more than like Oshun kind of watching over you right now. You may have all 7 of the head Orishas kind of watching over you right now. But for sure, you know, look into the other Orishas. And so definitely look into that for sure, because they could be kind of watching over you right now, going through this or whatever the case. The 7 main Orishas, though, that you have is Eshu, also known as Elegba, and you have Ogun, Obatala, Yamaya, Oshun, Shango, and Orunmila, otherwise known as Oya. So those are the 7 main African powers, the 7 head Orishas. And so you can definitely look into them to see their different powers, read about their different stories, because a few of them may really stand out to you, and whatever it is that you are actually going through right now, they may have a lot of advice and guidance for you. So definitely look into that for this rainbow blessings card to pop up in this reading. But for sure as well, with this blessings rainbow card right here, my pile fives that recently had an idea come to you, Ace of Swords. this idea is a blessing. It's something that can grow into something bigger and greater. So take your time with it so you can be guided by Oshun, your ancestors, and maybe even the 6 other head Orishas. So, Oshun, she's the mother of creation. So if you are wanting or thinking about launching something, investing, starting, or creating something, it will be successful. It will take root. It will grow. It will sprout into something. This is my pile of ideas, clarity, answers, purpose coming to you guys, because we have your Ace of Swords being your first card here. So I feel like for a lot of you, this has already come through, but like I've been saying, you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what to do with this information or these ideas or this truth. You will be led every step of the way. So just implore patience, pile 5, and pay a lot of attention to your dreams, because Oshun is bringing a lot of attention to your crown chakra. My pile 5's third eye and your crown chakras are very, very, very activated right now. There's a lot of ideas, information, messages, directions being passed to you through your dream state. So write these things down and hold on to them, because they'll make sense in due time. And especially if you see rainbows, anything like that, that has a very significant message for you. Very significant message, okay? So make sure that if you see any rainbows, anything like that, if you've been dreaming of them, if you're just very drawn to things like that, there's a very significant message for you in there. Moving on to childhood innocence. So for some of you, this is a child on the way. It could be 2 children. For others of you, this is an inner child that's also sending you messages in your dreams. For my pile 5s that have had ideas surface, it's coming from your inner child as well. This could definitely be where these ideas are coming from. This is 5th house Leo, youthful energy being activated. And for many of you, you're about to begin something that reconnects you back to the plans that you had as a kid. And that's why some of you felt like, how the hell am I supposed to pull this off? Some of you guys abandoned your childhood dreams a long time ago because you were told maybe that they weren't possible, or you couldn't figure out how to make them happen. Now this is your time, pile 5. Sometimes we don't get to live our childhood until our adulthood, until way later on in life. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to repeat that again. Sometimes we don't get to live our childhood until we're later on into our adulthood. As sad as that is, sometimes it's necessary, because it's the journey that we were destined to take. Your childhood dreams are about to start unfolding for you, pile 5. That's why you may feel some fear with them. These are childhood dreams. The next card that we have here, again, we have wisdom. And it says, on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Let wisdom come and be renewed. That sounds a lot like your ancestors. That sounds a lot like your ancestors. And they brought up a waxing moon. Let wisdom come and be renewed. Let the past come and be renewed, to give me messages, to give me signs, to give me guidance. That sounds like your ancestors again coming through. Or it could be these 7 main Orishas. Really look into that, you guys. I'm telling you, my pile 5s are something here where it's like you might have a few head Orishas. I don't know how it works. I'm not a priest, so I really can't speak on that, but you definitely could. And then the next card that we have here is psychic protection. Around me now, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. Okay, so we have wisdom again and psychic protection. You guys see what I'm talking about? Your crown chakra, third eye, is extremely activated, so much so that your ideas, plans, dreams are being protected. As a child, your dreams weren't necessarily protected for a very divine reason. You had to divert from those plans and those dreams for a reason. This is a general reading, so I can't really go into exactly why each and every one of you couldn't pursue your dreams at a younger age, but there was something that I believe that you had to learn, that you had to go through, that you had to sort of endure, that served as a lesson for you, so that the way later on in your life you could live out these childhood dreams in a more protected environment, in a more protected state. Later on in life now, your ancestors, that's why they popped up in this reading. That's why they keep popping up. Your ancestors, angels, Oshun, you have a lot of spiritual support protecting your dreams right now. So do not rush to make anything happen, pile 5. But I can understand why you may be in a rush now, because you finally have a chance to do what you've always dreamed of doing. You will be guided every step of the way. When you run into creator's block or a fork in the road and you don't know what to do or where to turn, all you have to do, pile 5, is pause. Take a moment, get quiet, and listen for that guidance, because you have so much of it now. You have so much of it just sitting in you, but you had to go through certain things for that wisdom to be activated. There's a lot of wisdom in you that needed to be activated. This is why you have so much psychic protection around you right now. Your spiritual team wanted you to get used to their voice, but now you can understand the language of spirit a lot better. Now you're ready to be guided, because the language of spirit, I always describe it as like It's something that we have to get fluid in. It's something that we have to learn. That's why our dream state seems so odd and so weird and so unnatural, because we don't understand the language that our subconscious and unconscious mind is speaking to us in. It's the same exact thing that happens when we're trying to interpret messages from spirit, from the universe, these different signs and synchronicities. So we have to spend time with that language to get to understand it. It's like an alphabet, and everybody's language is completely different. So it's not necessarily like, this is why 10 different people can have a dream, the same sort of dream, like a dream of a snake, but it means something different for each and every person. It's a different language that we all have to get fluent in, that we all have to learn. Okay, so that's what's basically happening here. Final two cards that we have, look at that. This is what I was talking about, the counsel. You've got like a spiritual team around you, counseling you, guiding you. And then we have the final card, the Sweat Lodge, in reverse. So I'm going to get the book and read the description for these cards. So give me a second here. All right. So with the council, it says here, the essence of this card says the council are the luminous beings who hold the collective wisdom of humanity. Oh, again, that word wisdom. Oh my God. Pile 5. Jesus. Okay. It says they are the ones before whom you will do your life review when you cross into the world of spirit. A life review is when we place our good and our bad deeds on a divine scale and attempt to explain why we did not love or forgive or dare as greatly as we might have. Know that their wisdom is available to you at all times. When you live in a state of yes and an unconditional relationship with life, they remind you of your place around a sacred fire, which has been reserved for you since the beginning of time. You will claim it when you own your own inner wisdom. Exactly like I was saying. This is definitely yours. All you have to do is basically just sit with it and it will come to you. The invitation for this card says the council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. Like I was saying, the handwriting is already on the wall. So look about you and you will discern its meaning. Like I said, just pause and these answers will come to you. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. And then for the Sweat Lodge, the essence of this card says the Sweat Lodge represents the womb of Mother Earth. Volcanic stones are heated in a fire outside, then brought into the lodge and placed in a shallow hole in the center. Participants sit in the complete darkness around the red-hot stones to sweat away old habits and beliefs and heal disease. When you return humbly to the womb of the mother, you are offered second chances. And the medicine for this card says life is offering you a second chance. Take it, since this chance may not come your way again for a while. Mother Earth is calling you into her womb and inviting you to incubate as long as needed for a spiritual rebirth. Gift yourself time to be with your darkness, your fears, your pain, and your seeds of beautiful potential until you come out of the other side free, wise, and full of creativity. That's beautiful. That's exactly what's happening, you guys. You're really reconnecting to this very innocent, beautiful place that you were when you were younger. But this is all that I'm seeing for my pile 5s. This was such a beautiful reading. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. I pray this reading brought you guys love, support, clarity, and strength. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, and of course the great Mother Oshun for these messages today. Hope you all come back to visit sometime soon. But until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.